that suddenly marketers and the digital marketing agencies could prove to sales team, could prove to the CEOs, could prove to the boards that the marketing delivers ROI and that you could connect, marketing to a sale, the actual dollar spent. That I think gave a new life to marketing in some manner. And the second phase of the 2000s within this was that we got the automation tools, which was sometimes the offshoot of Talisman, sometimes the offshoot of Siebel, you did analytics, SFDC grew in those days, you were actually doing leads, you were getting leads into the system, you were tracking them, the very, very early phase, you started doing SEO, you started doing community building on Facebook before you did advertising on Facebook, and marketers started developing, very different kind of skills and technology came into marketing. It was also an era when CMO and CIO became friends. They started working together. Otherwise, the technology team who was primarily involved in doing implementation of ERP inside an organization never spoke to marketing, before that, right? And then now let's look at last 10 years. Last 10 years has been the advent of MarTech, ad tech and the ad tech and MarTech implementation. There are a couple of thousand tools now available, across the world. Performance marketing has taken a shape of its own. This is also the time when what I call born on the internet businesses have taken shape both in India and abroad. And the last 6 years, you've seen advent of AI and ML driving the implementation of MarTech tools. And Lalita made a point to me when we were discussing earlier that sometimes even now some of the marketers don't realize that it's a plain automation and they may not be using AI ML. So that's the issue, that marketers face. And similarly, I think the point you made today, which is the difference between AI and generative AI, a lot of the times the business folks, including the marketing folks, may use the terms synonymously with each other. There's very limited use cases and usage of generative AI in marketing still. And that is primarily only for either copy development or the films that you see where people are actually claiming generated on Gen AI, or maybe the digital banners that you see that may have been generated on Gen AI. But there is no hardcore any MarTech tool that is still based on Gen AI that's happening. And I would say this is really the development that has happened. But I think on the sidelines of this, Raghu, maybe we can discuss it later, a little later in the discussion today, is I think the kind of people who are in marketing now, the kind of skill sets required in marketing now, the roles that marketing is playing inside organizations has changed considerably. And I think because we have a lot of technology arguments today, I would say that the relationship between the CTO, CMO, the CISO and CMO, because there's a lot of data security and privacy issues that are coming in, that's considerably changing inside an organization.
Yes, and also the roles that we used to see earlier being in multiple silos, I think it's blending a lot. So what I now do is let me reach out to Nirupam at the far end of the dais. He leads strategy for Hero Corporation, and he's deeply involved in how they adapt, implement AI for multiple functions. So, Nirupam, what's your view on this, and how close or far do you think marketing is landing from the entire absorption of AI in this function?
Yeah. So thank you again, and I think this is a wonderful headway, and Deepali made a very good start, in terms of explaining how the marketing function has evolved. What I would also add is, again, bringing the role of artificial intelligence. Earlier, also marketing function used to collect customer data, customer behavior. What AI has done, again, two things I would add. One is collecting and analyzing such data extremely efficient and cost effective. So now it's much faster in understanding how the customer behavior is getting influenced with your new marketing campaign, etc. And second part is where again generative AI is taking a step forward is content creation. Earlier, getting a new content creation was a much longer cycle. Today, you go to any of the generative AI applications and you give some prompt and you get an answer. So now that thing is becoming much faster, not just for a campaign strategy, but also for creative visual, audio visual, videos, and again, technology is evolving by the day. So what we will see is even more customized content creation based on each customer preference and the communication channel that he or she is using. So we will have, we are having impact nowadays. If you go, yesterday I will not name the brand, but I was like traveling here and the ticket was booked, and this brand has said that again 2 days back only they launched a new chatbot based on generative AI, which we are also developing in some sense. So I said, let me ask a question which is off this subject. So obviously with travel bot you will ask what's my PNR, what's my number, but I said I'm going to Kolkata, and tell me which places should I see. And I did not expect that bot to do, but the bot gave very fantastic answers. Of course, some of which I knew because I've been here before. So I understand. So this is what the customer service which generative AI can bring in, which was not possible earlier. Earlier we all had experience with our bots. We all know it's like you will say, get me a person. Please, get me off this automated call recording, get me off this chatbot with limited options which I do not want, or do not take me to a FAQ page, get me an answer. So today generative AI can get you the answer. That is the difference which is bringing a lot of resolution. So, and it is happening in natural language. It is not, you don't need to be a programmer to do that. You are getting this result in natural language. So this is, I think, truly transformative, and this is again evolving both the content and the communication part of the marketing function.
Right, Sanju. I know that Deepak's got, we've had a lot of, prep and offline sessions and passionate discussions around this on use cases, that I'll hold on to Deepali's views for a few minutes. We'll go to Lalita now, who's in manufacturing, runs her own company called Unsmart, and we want to hear how it's being looked at from her point of view.
Thanks, Raghu. Good evening, everyone. My company, Outsmart, works with manufacturing companies. These are companies which are mid-market, mid-sized, but operate globally. So if you look at the AI adoption curve, if I look at standalone, low intelligence systems to high intelligent integrated systems, I must say we are very, very early. We are still working on standalone low intelligence systems, and at best standalone slightly higher intelligence. We have a long way to go, and the reasons are also very simple, because within the manufacturing space, for people to understand what AI can do for marketing itself, that understanding is less. Still, marketing and technology are two different pieces. Marketing is known for branding, digital marketing, and tech guys, the tech department, are largely in charge of digital infrastructure, tech support, perhaps software and licenses. So the two still stand apart, which is why I say when the two marry, then we will have a longer journey together. So we are very nascent as far as we see AI in manufacturing, but there's a lot of hope because of the nature of the manufacturing industry itself.
So Sid, in your business, and that's fairly well blended as I understand it, in terms of marketing and what you do, how does AI play a role in terms of connecting your consumers?
Yeah, I think so. At Mercer, we are pretty focused on how to communicate the information to you in a way that's immersive. Right? So we'll put you in a story. We do that with ads, with videos. What we do is we actually put you in the world. That's what the metaverse is. So we connect AI with the metaverse. What actually I find fascinating is, I'll do a little bit of blue team and a little bit of red team here. I think the blue team argument, which is that absolutely we're entering sort of a world of endless personalized content, and whether that's standard content, which is video or text, or the stuff we do, which is games and metaverse. Generative AI creates content on demand, pretty much, and that's going to continue, as we're going to have infinitely scalable, personalized content. Right? We'll have Shah Rukh Khan talk to me, we'll have whoever I like, Brand Lara was here, imagine being able to do all that with him, just have a one-on-one conversation. Talking about what we want to do is we want to introduce these AI as a part of our worlds, to then make the worlds more come alive a little bit more. They're living worlds. You can talk to characters. You have ongoing relationships with characters within the world, so it becomes a part of the environment. That's how we bring a brand in. So you're a Coca-Cola, let's say, and you want to have a word that you created, which is a Coke word. We'll do that for you. You have characters that are best friends with friends. So we're going to sort of move from just having transactional relationships with brands, which are just engagement based, to have